So, Marty, can I ask you, what do you think that we're getting wrong right now in how we approach post-traumatic growth, suicide prevention, especially for military and veteran families? We hear all the time the needle is not moving, we're not making any progress. I know we're a couple of years behind when the VA comes out with the report every year, and that's always a little bit difficult to explain and reconcile, especially with the civilians who sort of hear that number and try to understand. It's difficult for us when we read it that it's not, this year we just got 2023 numbers. Well, it's 2026. So that's a difficult thing to understand. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that again, within the mental health aspect of this, we see the veterans that are homeless. We see the veterans that are, definitely out there, doing everything they can to succeed. That was an inherently one of those things that we thought, or a veteran may have thought that, I've done this, so I should get this, or I get the opportunity to do this, or um, perseverance, I think, becomes the challenges are real. And I think from the mental health aspect is that even the veteran has to, realize that it's now in a different world. It's almost a complete 180. And I think that also, I say that from the perspective of the veteran, having the opportunity to look at things differently without now it's almost taking off a set of glasses that we would use as a military member, setting those glasses down. And now I've got a brand new set that I have to look at things a little bit different because it's no longer the same. I used to look at the world like this, but now I have to literally every now and then I'll go put the glasses on just to be like, oh, I remember that. Good. Let me put that away. But I also realize that I have to put these other glasses on to see what is truly in front of me because how I would mark the realization of post traumatic stress in relation to the different set of glasses that I'm putting on truly is the difference on how I'm going to adjust to that. And I would say that if it's in the military side, the post traumatic stress may or may not be of something that is normal in that environment. But in the outside world, it's a different environment that I have to be able to look through that lens to see what benefits or what is available to me to counter that, whether it be a hobby, whether it be a something that is beneficial to me. But I go back to that aspect of I knew that in chewing tobacco for so many years, I was causing harm to myself. So, in the post traumatic sense aspect of this, why would I cause harm to myself if I know I'm the one doing it? Again, the one sided versus the two-sided mirror. How can I prevent? I don't want to cause my own self injury. So, like in using tobacco, why would I keep using it? It wasn't until I had that final aha moment like, well, wait a minute, nobody's telling me no, so it must be okay. Well, it wasn't because no one told me no. I made a conscious choice to be, I saw the light. Well, wait a minute. It's been telling you all this years that it can cause mouth cancer. Why would I keep doing it? Oh, because it was add any adjective in there. Cool. It was great. But I think that behind the scenes, most people, even, myself, post traumatic stress, yes. But truly what counters it is more so for me, that aspect of that second grader, the 1100 second graders, that allowed for me to see their joy because now we're helping them literally grow and produce something in this thing we call our world. I think that how do you do it becomes another whole set of looking at or looking through those glasses to prevent yourself from seeing all the doomsday aspect of it because you went and put on those military glasses again.
So you're talking about basically finding your answer, finding your thing that makes things better, because I'm gathering, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, it's not it's not actually a mental health issue. It's something that we're mislabeling. It's something in many, many cases, not all, but in many cases, I believe that, and as do a lot of my colleagues and those in the mental health profession, that this is suicide in the veteran and mental and active duty community is a community issue that we need to be addressing, not a mental health issue. And so,
Yeah.
despite the billions of dollars that we're spending, despite all of the think tanks that have gone in, all the companies having the cabals that we have, and the good intentions and the well-meaning people doing this work, the outcomes haven't meaningfully changed. So, part of what you're talking about, I think, is find your why, find your reason for getting up and your piece, whether it's beekeeping, whether it's equine therapy, whether it's yoga, music, art. What is it that allows you to find your center again? And it may take you years to find, but you don't stop trying, because it is something that, your military glasses, you're right, but there's a way. You can't give up, you have to continue to try to do it. And that's not something maybe I'm making it sound like it's something simple and I have the answer to, but all I can do is continue to try to provide solutions and suggest that you don't have to continue to go a million miles out of your way to find it and Google every time something else fails. I think that we should be able to provide you a one-stop shop, so that
Yeah.
when something doesn't work, you have to go across the path, not necessarily across the state or the country, or spend a week in, that taking off work to do something.
Yeah. I would say, Jen, I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, no words in my mouth. I mean, you hit it right on the head. And I think, find your peace, find your why, because realistically, peace isn't something you stumble upon. And once everything is perfect, it's still not going to be peaceful, but I would say, one, control what's yours. I mean, right now, it was that aha moment in chewing tobacco several years ago. I mean, it's almost been 25 years ago that it was like, well, wait a minute, I'm causing my own harm. And again, control what's yours, own up, identify, but again, what's yours? And then from there, cut out the noise. I think that noise, that hearing everybody tell you what's right or wrong or this or that or that, what the noise is. But I think that most people, they'll say, well, I want to hear the accolades, I want to hear the goodness, I want to hear the badness, I want something to measure against. Well, you control it, control what's yours. Third, anchor yourself in something steady. What is that steady piece? For me, my steady piece since I was about 8 years old was being out hunting in Colorado. That's why I came home. I knew that was my calling. I knew that I wanted to be here in Colorado. And I knew that, I love this. I stay in shape for one reason, it's to be outdoors. But that's my why. I know that keeps me in shape, that gets me to the gym, that does all of these things to allow for me to see that young kid at 8 years old shoot their first turkey. It shows me that guy that is 95 years old and it's taken his last hunt, but he knows why he's out there, to feel the wind on his face and be out there with his grandson and say, that's mine, and have that true anchor part. But last part is, finish what you start. You've gone through this journey as a military veteran. You've looked at it. You've defended this country and been that 1%. But why would you finish early? Because the finish line is truly on how did you finish this entire race, and you know how did you make it yours? How did you block out all those naysayers? Because the naysayers were in the military, but you succeeded. Why are you going to let this other community or this other class or set of classes allow for them to be dictating what you think, feel, or do? But you have to finish the race.